So if you watched the video last week where the spring renovation up here was dying off in patches and I couldn't figure out what it was and kept scratching my head and threw all kinds of things at it, well, yesterday I came out here early in the morning to kind of rake it out, maybe put some seed down, and I discovered the problem. So let me explain what happened. Okay, so when I came out here yesterday, I started looking around and was going to rake out a lot of the dead or dying spots, and I immediately noticed something. It's what looks like spider webs in little round patches about a $1/2 size, and that's mycelium. And mycelium is frequently associated with dollar spot. So that told me right away that that's what's been going on. Investigating further, I started looking around and I was finding places that were not, or did not appear to be affected, and I was still finding the mycelium all over the entire front yard. So I decided to forego the seeding for now, rake some of the stuff out, clean all the debris off the yard, and I ran to my local hardware store and grabbed some Scott's Disease X, which has azoxystrobin in it, since I did the Propiconazole last week. So I put that out at a curative rate, and I've done some different reading since discovering that, and with some help of other people. Some people say azoxystrobin will work, others like Alan Haynes say it won't. Some of the university studies that I looked at both say that it will if you mix it with propiconazole. So whether it's going to work or not, that remains to be seen. My plan going forward, doing some more reading, a lot of it can be caused by low nitrogen, and as you know, I use the seeding overseeding pack in the Next products, and they're generally low nitrogen applications. So is it a little surprising? No. Now, when I did the Green Punch app last week, I did it a heavy dose, and it still is only like 1/3 pound of nitrogen. So I'm going to have to address that. My whole plan for this front yard is a liquid granular combination mix. Basically, I have a ton of Propete, and I absolutely love Propete, but I want to use it on a regular basis out here about every 6 weeks, and then in between use like Green Punch and BioStems and things like that. So that was my end goal game. I think I'm going to have to go with the Propete a little heavier sooner. So that's what I'm going to probably do later this afternoon. I'm scheduled for watering in the morning, so just let it water it in with irrigation. More reading on what actually causes dollar spot, and that heat wave that I went through a couple weeks ago was probably it, in combination with my watering. That's where I probably messed up. Watering too much late in the afternoon can cause the problem. Especially short spurts of water. So what I was doing through those 4 days of really high heavy heat was I was watering about every 2 hours. I would run the sprinkler for 5 or 6 minutes, and that was probably the issue. I think with the drenching in the afternoon, not the drenching in the afternoon, but the kind of just cooling the turf down and the soil down, I probably needed to limit that to like once in the afternoon, not every 2 hours or every 3 hours. So I think that contributed to it, which was my learning experience. I won't do that again. But now going forward, I know what the issue is. I know what I need to do to address it. So what I think I'm going to do is get some more propiconazole. It's been a week since I've done that app. I'll wait another week, do it again, try and see if this comes back. Some places I doubt it. Some places have already gone bare. I'm just going to have to make a decision on what I'm going to put in there to replace it. Hopefully some of this brown stuff will bounce back. I don't know. But I'm glad I finally discovered what the problem is. Now I can address it appropriately. And, you know, hopefully you guys can learn from my mistakes. Don't overwater in the heat. And I was nervous because it was new grass, but I think I did more harm than good. So anyway, So going forward, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to fertilize it, propiconazole. I might try some other fungicide to see if it has a little better effect. We'll see. I don't know yet. Hopefully this will work. I did when I was out here raking, trying to see if any of it would just pull up. Not very much did, so I'm kind of hopeful that maybe it'll bounce back. So fertilize it, no overwatering, propiconazole, and we're gonna see what happens and just kind of hope for the best. Some of the info I got was from Jeff Stallman from Turfmend. I'll leave links to the two university articles that he linked me so you guys can read up on it some more if you suspect you have Dollar Spot or if you've come across it. Pretty interesting reads, pretty good information in there. Doesn't really go into exactly what fungicide to use, but kind of explains what causes it, how to treat it, how to prevent it, and that's the biggest thing going forward, is preventing it. Now that I know the pathogen is in the turf, this is going to be an issue probably every year. So I'm going to have to get pretty aggressive with a fungicide program, which I usually just kind of hold off until I see it. But this didn't really look to me like a fungus problem at first, especially with all the other factors. I just kind of overlooked fungus. It was always in the back of my mind, but apparently I didn't see the mycelium early enough. Of course, you know, when I come out here and leave for work, it's still dark, so I wouldn't even see it anyways, and by the time I come home it's mid-afternoon and I wouldn't see it then. So to come out here early on a Saturday morning and find it, definitely, while I was disappointed finding that I had a fungus problem, I was excited that I figured out I had a fungus problem. So at least I figured it out. So I know I sounded kind of down in the last video, and I was. I'm a little distressed by the fact that I couldn't figure it out, and even after reaching out to several people, just still nothing was pointing to fungus, and well, it's fungus. So continue to treat it. The weed treatment did pretty good. Wiped out some of the smaller crabgrass. I'm gonna have to do that again. Don't know when exactly I'll do that. I don't want it to really keep stunting things I'm trying to get to regrow, so may just ride that out a little bit. But hopefully we'll get this looking good for fall. I do still want to put a pre-emergent down last week of August to prevent any POA from coming up next season. So it's going to be a struggle if I'm going to seed, but follow along. We'll figure it out, and you know, if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up in the comment section down below. If you have any suggestions, feel free to add those as well. Glad I figured it out, really am. If you found any value in the video, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next one.